Hi there. I often get told that I must be positive. I must count my blessings, look on the bright side, because being positive will make improvement more likely to happen and will mean that I will have a better attitude and outlook and therefore a better day. It's all about attitude. Well, positive thinking doesn't always work, and there's brain science to prove this. In my other videos, I've talked about how the brain has different departments, and sometimes when we are under extreme duress, we cannot access a department that has our coping mechanism and reasoning logic. So that is why we can't always talk ourselves round and why we may seem unable to be reasoned with by others. Being continually told to be positive forces people to put on a brave face, which is very emotionally draining. It's also a type of denial, pushing aside negative feelings, viewing them as wrong. And being positive, always positive, can also be unrealistic. It doesn't remove the reason why we are struggling with negative thinking. We need a level of evidence to feel positive. We can also feel that if I'm unhappy, it must be my fault for not being positive enough. This creates self-blame. Feeling that we should be happy when we are not is belittling our anxieties, as is forcing ourselves to be grateful because someone else is worse off. It doesn't make us feel positive, it just makes us feel guilty. Now, negative feelings, they're actually there for a reason. They are caused by the parts of the brain that's responsible for keeping us safe. They're warnings. Sometimes they're over the top, or maybe even out of date, or they may be very valid, but they are there to highlight to us that there's a problem. These feelings are information and should be acknowledged and processed to allow them to quieten down, rather than pushed aside, where they only stew and come out later, shouting louder. However, it does have to be said that it isn't helpful to ourselves or anyone else if we are constantly negative, even about the positive things, and it certainly helps to view life in an optimistic manner. Really, we want to create a balance so that we are realistic and concerned rather than completely collapsing into worry and negativity. So I prefer to use the word hopeful instead of positive. To me, it's easier to grasp. It's not so out of reach and dismissive. But sometimes I can't even manage to be hopeful, and that's okay. We can give ourselves permission to be negative despite what others tell us. What I do find helpful is every day I put together a gratitude list. Not what I see as positive or blessings, but a few things that I'm truly grateful for, even if it's just for the engineers that designed my mobile phone, which has become my lifeline. A gratitude list does actually have scientific backing. It raises brain chemicals responsible for well-being, and anything that can give us more of a feeling of well-being is a good thing. So don't beat yourself up if you really can't be positive. Forcing positive affirmations is trying to convince ourselves of something we don't feel. We need to feel happy to be able to say we are happy. Have a bit of compassion for yourself that, you know what you're dealing with is horrendous. Or even if your problems aren't as big as someone else's, they're still your problems which you are struggling with. And overwhelm feels the same whether it's by one minor issue or 10 major ones. But also don't give up. Things can change and things can change quickly. And because of that, maybe we can hang on to a glimmer of hope. Well, thanks for listening. Bye.